Hello, Manitoba. Happy Thanksgiving weekend. I'm Larry McIntosh, and I'll be your host for the next hour. It's hard to believe that students have been back to school for over a month now. For all of you that are involved in school or daycare fundraising in some way, I just wanted to tell you about the Farm to School Manitoba Healthy Choice Fundraiser. Now, this fundraiser is open to all Manitoba schools, public or private, K-12, and all licensed daycares anywhere in the province of Manitoba. Basically, the fundraiser works like this. The students sell bundles of Manitoba-grown peak-of-the-market vegetables to raise money for their school or daycare. It could be to raise money for a school band trip, sports tournament, new equipment, whatever it might be. Bundle A has carrots, cooking onions, and red potatoes and sells for $10. Bundle B has larger packs of carrots, red potatoes, and cooking onions, as well as green cabbage and parsnips, and sells for $20. The great thing about this fundraiser is that the school or daycare keeps half the selling price, a 50% profit, and that's great for any fundraiser, and it's certainly healthy too. Last year, this fundraiser raised over $410,000 for Manitoba schools and daycares. And the fundraiser is on now, and it runs through to December 9th. And again, it's open to any school or daycare anywhere in Manitoba. If you're interested in getting more information on the Farm to School fundraiser or to register your school or daycare, please visit their website at farmtoschool.ca. That's farmtoschool.ca. My guest today is Craig Evans, Chief Executive Officer at Granny's. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, glad to be here, Larry. It's always a pleasure.
Now, this has to be an incredibly busy time for turkey anyway, I would assume.
Well, it's busy for all the mothers out there who are cooking them today.
That's true.
Our work ended probably earlier this week, but certainly we're welcoming the break, and hopefully families in Manitoba are enjoying their turkey this weekend.
And vegetables.
And vegetables, of
let's
course.
Make sure the turkey and vegetables always go together.
They always go together, Larry.
Yeah, it's a great week, and I'm sure for your business, it's one of your busier, few weeks leading up to Thanksgiving. It is for us too. People just eat a lot more at home and have bigger meals.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize, but we'll start processing turkey for Thanksgiving and Christmas actually in May.
Oh wow!
And they go in the freezer, and then come Labor Day weekend, we start shipping, and it doesn't stop right until the week before Christmas. So it's
you must
very,
have
very
a
busy
really
for us.
big freezer.
We have freezers all across the country. It's amazing. We Granny's, we're a relatively small company nationally, but we represent probably 15 to 16% of the turkey market in Canada. So almost 1 in 5 turkeys in Canada at Thanksgiving and Christmas is a Granny's turkey out there.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive for a Manitoba company.
Absolutely impressive. Would people see it in the store just under your name, or you do it under private label names as well?
We do some private label. We do Co-op Gold. We do President's Choice, but for the most part, it's Granny's turkeys, and they're sold coast to coast.
That's got to be cool.
It's very cool. My dad on Vancouver Island calls up and says he's got a Granny's turkey in the oven. It's pretty special.
So you start back in May, you were saying, and you put them in the freezers all across the country. You don't store them all in Manitoba. You put them closer to where they're going to end up.
No, we try and put them closer to where we're going to end up, and it's a funny thing because there's so many different sizes and there's so many different places, and a lot of times I know when I put that turkey in the freezer, I only know one thing, and it's probably in the wrong spot. So we have to truck it. We truck it around. There's lots of transportation involved with it, but it's just trying to forecast and work with our retailers on what they want and where they need it to be.
So if someone buys a Granny's turkey, and we'll speak turkey in this segment, is it all people from Manitoba that are producers, or is it all over the country? Or
no, the majority of our producers are right here in Manitoba. We do bring in a few turkeys from Saskatchewan, but Manitoba is a great place to grow turkeys. We've got a great producer base, and they take good care of us, and they take good care of the Canadian turkey business for.
1 in 5, that's impressive.
Very impressive.
I'd like to say 1 in 5 people eat our potatoes, but I can't quite say that. You've got to have to work on that, I guess, right?
Well, Larry, you know what? I know I probably eat 5 of your potatoes a day. So,
So you ship right across the country, which is really a neat thing because I would love to be able to see Peak of the Market in Halifax and all over the place. So that's quite a logistics issue, but the planning of it has got to be pretty massive when you come down to really 3 months where you're due the whole turkeys anywhere in a big way.
yeah, and we've tried to work closer with retailers to sort of shorten up the time in terms of getting stuff from warehouses to the market, to the freezers, and it's really good. But it's like we were talking earlier. I always say this business is 80% planning and 20% panic, because inevitably at the last minute somebody needs something somewhere, and our employees work really hard to, get product to where it's needed so the consumer can have the turkey they want at Thanksgiving.
So how many turkey producers would there be in Manitoba?
In Manitoba, there is approximately 45 turkey producers,
Okay.
and then another 6 or 8 that we deal with in Saskatchewan. Yeah.
Very cool.
We also have a deal with a processor in Nova Scotia that puts their turkeys into our bags, so that helps us with some of the eastern coverage as well.
So right across coast to coast, and I know your company has been growing fairly quickly. I think you've fastest growing Manitoba company for several years,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. So it's and turkey's been a big part of that, and certainly from a brand recognition standpoint, we're probably second only to Butterball in Canada. So again, it's testament to the quality of the product that our producers and our employees put out the door every week.
So are you going home to make a turkey tonight?
I'm going home to make a turkey tonight.
Really?
Absolutely.
See, I would have no idea. I know Shelley knows how to do that, but I would have no idea how to approach that.
Well, I'm the big turkey guy in the house, and and so no, absolutely. The kids would be very, very disappointed if we didn't have turkey, stuffing, and vegetables, Larry. So
Thank you for that. Now you've come out with a new product. We'll talk a bit about that in the next segment, but I know you're also, I saw not this Saturday, but prior Saturday, you were a Great Taste of Manitoba, not you, but some of your people doing turkey recipes, so that's great.
Yeah, so we have a very close relationship with the Manitoba Turkey Board, and we work very closely with them on product development. We work very closely with them on promotion and promoting turkey. In fact, we have a new mascot costume that we'll be unveiling at the Grey Cup this year, Thomas the Turkey.
Oh.
And it's a lot of fun, at the end of the day, and to work with like-minded producers and the boards in order to promote what is really a very healthy protein.
We're speaking with Craig Evans from Granny's. I'll be right back after this. Welcome back. I'm Larry McIntosh. I want to take a moment to thank you for listening to Food and Friends. I'm thrilled with the number of people who say they listen to the show and who have sent in guest ideas. Should you have any comments or suggestions about the show, please feel free to email me anytime at larrymcintosh@peakmarket.com. That's larrymcintosh@peakmarket.com. We're back with Craig Evans, Chief Executive Officer at Granny. So on the table here for our radio listeners, because they can't see it, obviously,
Yeah.
it's a slow cooking one. And I have not seen this in the store, but it's a turkey roast. And obviously you can put it in a slow cooker. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, Larry, it's a new product that we developed and we introduced earlier this year. It's available at Sobeys. It's a slow cooker turkey roast. So it's in the freezer case, and it comes in a stuffed version and an unstuffed version.
Okay.
And it's very simple. You just pop it in your slow cooker in the morning, of course, with vegetables. And
Perfect.
and you just leave it in the slow cooker all day, and you come home to a nice roast turkey dinner. It's a great product, and we've had lots of good feedback from it. And it's available at Sobeys right now.
And I know when I was growing up, my mom at some point in my teens probably got a slow cooker because she was off working and it was a great thing. But it kind of faded away, and now it seems to be coming back strong again.
Yeah, I agree. Like I remember, my mother having a slow cooker, and then getting a slow cooker when I got married, and things sat in the back of the cupboard for months, and it never got used. But there's a real movement back to slow cooking, and we're seeing good pickup on this type of a product. It's very unique in that it is designed specifically for a slow cooker, and of course I'm biased, but I think it's a great product, and it's great for moms who are on the go and looking to have a wholesome meal at the end of the day. And like I say, it's simple. It's dead simple. You just put it in the slow cooker and come back at the end of the day, and there it is.
So for whole turkeys, I don't know if that's the proper term, you have Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that, but this is more something that year-round is easy to cook.
Absolutely. It's a great year-round deal. It's great in the fall. It's great in the spring. We sold them year-round at Sobeys this year. It was launched last January, and they did a feature for Family Day, and it sold out basically, and it's had good pull-through ever since.
Good. So how do you come up with a product like this? Do you have a development team, or?
We have a chef on staff, and we work closely with customers. We try and follow trends. We try and see what they're interested in, or where there's gaps. And we've worked very closely with a lot of our retailers to come up with some ideas and fill needs that they have. This was an idea that our chef had that we took to retail, and they grabbed onto it. And again, because they're seeing the slow cooker movement come back. So.
And that's quite a compliment, because, I mean, obviously to develop this, I would assume costs some time and energy to do that. But also, if you're putting this into the freezer case at a retailer, they're going to be taking something else out. So you have to convince them that's a better...
Absolutely. And we wanted something that was unique and different. There are other turkey roasts in the freezer case. And to your point, if they're going to take one out, why should I put yours in? And so the whole notion of having one that was designed and developed specifically for the slow cooker that could be sold year-round really appealed to our retailers.
So, is turkey your favorite meat?
I have to be careful here, because there's probably some chicken producers out there, but we eat a lot of chicken and turkey in our home. So, but turkey, you know what? I love. We were talking earlier. I love roasting the turkey at Thanksgiving and Christmas. I love putting the stuffing in, and the smell of the turkey cooking all day is one of my favorite things.
So those that might be cooking a turkey today, which is a lot of them, and hopefully they're listening to the show, is there any tips you want to give them? And some will be doing it tomorrow as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's a couple of things. So one is typically there's two schools of thought. Some people say cook the stuffing outside. Other people say leave it inside. I'm an inside stuffing guy. The other thing that's really important is let your turkey rest. When it comes out of the oven, let it rest for anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes, and let the juices go back into the meat, and it's perfect. It'll stay hot. Just tent it with some foil. The other thing I do is I like to take the breast lobes off the turkey and cross-cut them, as opposed to just trying to slice them and thin on the bird. So those are a couple of tips that I'm by no means an expert, but those things have certainly worked for me.
I think you're pretty close to an expert on this particular subject. I'm going to give you the expert status. So as I said, I wouldn't be the one cooking the turkey. I can cook other things, but that seems like a major project, and Shelley's got that totally under control. But I would think when you take it out, you want to eat it hot, and you wouldn't let it sit.
Yeah, it seems counterintuitive, but typically with all meat, and turkey in particular, because it's such a big bird, you're supposed to cook it to 185. I usually cook it to about 170, 175. Then I take it out, tent it with foil, and there's enough heat in the bird to finish cooking it, and it won't dry out. And that's typically a problem.
Can you do it in the barbecue?
You can do it on the barbecue. Lots of people do it on the barbecue. In fact, if you go to our website, you'll see some YouTube videos on how to cook your turkey on the barbecue. And it takes a little bit longer, but it's delicious.
And I would assume, I'm no cooking expert by any stretch, but I would assume barbecues have different temperatures, how hot they get, the BTUs, or however you measure that. It would be important to make sure it's done. Would that be a meat thermometer you use?
Yeah, so we always recommend using a meat thermometer inserted into the thigh, and there's fancy ones now that'll connect to your iPhone and things like that, so you can go inside.
Of course there is.
Have a glass of wine, or make sure the vegetables aren't boiling over while you're cooking, and like I say, on our website, there's videos on using a charcoal grill or a gas grill. So.
And here I thought that was, an innovative question. You've already got YouTube videos on it, for crying out loud. So, and the most important thing, and I think we all can agree on this at this time of year, having turkey, is spending it with family and having lots of vegetables.
Absolutely. We our organization, our people understand that, typically a turkey and a whole bird turkey and the things we do is typically a time when families get together, and it's a celebration. It's the center of the table. And you want to make sure it's perfect. You want to make sure that that turkey is wholesome and
We're sticking with turkey. Other than the CEO of things. Welcome back to Food and Friends. I'm Larry McIntosh. I want to tell you about Peak in the Market, the recipe of the day that will be featured tomorrow at peakmarket.com. Monday's recipe will be chicken and dumplings. This recipe has lots of vegetables, including onions, potatoes, and carrots, and of course chicken. And this is a very Manitoba-made meal. Chicken and dumplings will be featured recipe of the day on Monday at peakmarket.com. And Peak's website has a brand new recipe every day of the week, so please check it out. Peak of the Market is also on Twitter, so please follow us at Peak of the Market for recipes and Food and Friends guest updates. So you can get recipes on our website, you can get them by Twitter, we have them on Facebook, recipes everywhere. We have over 200,000 Twitter followers, and we'd love to have you follow us too. Again, we're at Peak of the Market, or you can follow me at Larry McIntosh. We'll be right back with Craig Evans, Chief Executive Officer of Granny's, as we take this break for news, sports, and weather. Welcome back. I'm Larry McIntosh. Peak of the Market growers have been extremely busy harvesting their crops for your family to enjoy, and will certainly complement your Thanksgiving turkey dinner. Here's a list of Manitoba-grown vegetables that are available right now at your local store. Here we go. There's beets, broccoli, carrots, green, red, and Savoy cabbage, kale, leeks, cooking and red onions, red, white, and yellow pearl onions, parsnips, pumpkins, shallots, green acorn and butternut squash, rutabagas, red, russet, and yellow flesh potatoes. So lots available, from broccoli, potatoes, and everything in between. So if it says Peak of the Mark on the label, you are guaranteed it is growing right here in Manitoba. We're back with Craig Evans, Chief Executive Officer of Granny's. So am I correct that your organization, well, Peak of the Mark is owned by our growers, right? So the people that grow for us, it's a grower organization. I report to a board made up of the growers. Is your organization similar, or?
We're very similar, Larry. We're one of the last poultry cooperatives left in Canada. We have about 188 members who own the organization, and I report to a 5-member producer board.
No.
We have 2 facilities, one in Transcona. That's our hatchery operation, our chicken hatchery, and we hatch about 10 million chicks a year there. And then
10 million.
10 million chicks a year.
Wow.
So we call it the Chick Palace. And we've got our main processing facility in Blumenort, just a little north of Steinbach, and we employ about 490 people there.
So you're a large employer.
We're a large employer, one of the largest employers in the RM of Hanover, and we have a very solid workforce out there that we keep busy. We try and keep busy.
So the 490 people that you work with, that doesn't include your producers?
No, we have 188 producers, probably 150 of which are active, and like a co-op, our profits are returned back to the members, and they keep us on our toes. So right now we're in the midst of renovating and expanding our plant out there. We have a big renovation and expansion going on to help improve the efficiency, the capacity, and the capability of our operation, and keep us competitive and world class. And it'll allow for some new production lines to put in for specialty type products in turkey and in chicken.
So things are just growing.
Things are growing. Things are, the industry certainly isn't standing still, and we have to keep up. And the growers recognize this and committed to probably what's the single largest investment we've ever made in our facility. So it'll be about a 33,000 square foot expansion and a 10,000 square foot renovation. So it's a big project.
Significant, yes.
Yeah, we're putting in a new freezer system as well. It's called a variable retention freezer. It'll be about a 4-story building. So we'll have the tallest building in Blumenort. So
what that says to me, though, is that you and your producers have faith in where the industry's going.
Absolutely. There's been lots of talk about, what's going to happen to supply management with some of the trade talks and whatever, but we firmly believe it's a good system. We believe it's a strong system. It's good for Canadians, and it's here to stay. And producers wouldn't be making this kind of investment if they didn't think it was going to be here.
Is the industry growing?
The industry is certainly growing. We're seeing more people eating chicken. We see more people eating turkey as part of a healthy lifestyle. Also, when you look at the price of beef these days, chicken and turkey become, a much more affordable alternative. And certainly at the grocery store level, we're seeing much more featuring of chicken and turkey. And like I say, I thought we ate a lot of chicken and turkey before, but we're eating more now too. So,
and I guess that makes some sense when you say that. If you eat certain foods and you grow up with certain foods, but if the retailers are featuring more, you'll get more opportunities to get that home in their basket.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it's also just part of a healthier lifestyle. I know, talking to my kids and whatever, they eat more chicken than they do beef and pork, and certainly they eat a lot more vegetables than I did growing up as a kid. Sorry to
Kids
say
are very
that,
smart.
but kids are very, very smart, absolutely, and lifestyle's important to them. And again, with an aging population as well, you look at things like chicken and turkey. They're on menus in hospitals and institutions and places, at least twice a week.
Because it's better for you.
It's
right?
better for you.
So when you go to your local store and you buy chicken, let's talk about chicken.
Yeah.
Is it going to say Granny's? I've seen it on the label where it says Granny's. Other times it doesn't say. Could it be yours? Is there any way of a consumer telling?
Yeah, that's a really good question, Larry, and certainly something we've been struggling with lately, because a lot of the major retail chains are moving to their own private labels, and so the Granny's brand on chicken has been diminishing. You can still find Granny's chicken, though, at most of your major retailers under the private label banner, and if you're really keen to get it, the little establishment number that every package has to show, the Granny's establishment number is 137. So
137.
137. So when you're looking at your chicken and you look at the little crown seal on there, if it says 137, then you know you're eating Granny's chicken.
So if you, I know maybe this is more detailed than we want to get into, but if you buy a package of 2 chicken breasts, would it have the number on that, or would that be packed at the store? Or
no, typically everything's packaged at the processor level, and it will have the establishment number on it. It's required.
Well, that is a great tip.
Yeah,
137.
137.
Because Shelley asked me when we're out shopping, "Is this Granny's?" I'm going, I don't know. So we'll have to ask.
Well, you can phone me if you
are.
have to.
Well, I can remember that. I used to be in retail stores, and we had 298 stores when I was there. So every store, every number you go, as long as it's under 298. So that was one store.
There you go. Establishment number 137.
We're speaking with Craig Evans, Chief Executive Officer for Granny's, talking turkey and chicken. Welcome back. I'm Larry McIntosh. Food and Friends Radio is on TV. Each radio show is filmed and will be posted on Mytoba.ca later today. So if you'd like to see the TV version of this or previous radio shows, please visit Mytoba.ca. You can also listen to an audio podcast of Food and Friends at SoundCloud.com and at the iTunes Store. So please do a search for Food and Friends with Larry at Mytoba.ca or SoundCloud.com or at the iTunes Store, and all the shows will come up for your listening or viewing pleasure. It's very important for you to mention that Food and Friends is only available because of 680 CJOB and its advertisers, so please tune in right here every Sunday afternoon at 1 or listen live at cjob.com. We're back with Craig Evans, CEO at Granny's. So, we're at a Bomber game a few weeks back, and I see your advertisements there. You seem to be everywhere in the community.
Yeah, we believe, and our producers certainly believe, Larry, that it's important to give back to the communities and support the communities that you're in. We do lots of work with certainly the Bombers, as you're right. We have our Great Legs campaign there. We have our food truck in the tailgate area where we sell turkey drumsticks, and then we also, if you're a lucky winner in the row, you'll get a free turkey drumstick. And we do lots to support them as a community team. We support the Gold Eyes as well and their charitable causes. And we're also involved with the Jets and Area 204 in terms of their concessions and things like that. But we also do lots of work with Cancer Care Manitoba in supporting the Walks for Life. We do lots of work with other communities and our rural communities to give back. We got a food truck this year, a barbecue cart, and we've taken that out to a number of events, and it's gone over very, very well. And typically, what we do is at some of the fairs and local events is we'll provide a turkey burger or a chicken breast or whatever on a bun for a donation, and those donations go to the local community or the event that we're sponsoring. So
Great.
It's been a great deal. We do it in conjunction with Red River College. We have a student that mans the truck for us, and he does a great job for us. sort of hauling people in to buy things and do whatever. It's turned out way better than we anticipated.
Yeah, up front, that's a bit of an investment, right? You get the truck and the barbecue and staffing and all that. You don't know how it's going to go over, so you're happy with how it turned out. Eh?
Yeah, and it's amazing. You underestimate some of the logistics that are involved with it, eh? And of course, I just say, well, it's a barbecue on a trailer. Like, how hard can it be to manage that, eh? But then you need all kinds of licensing and permits and hand wash stations and hot water and all those things. And but again, our employees were committed to it, and they wanted to see it, and so it's at Bomber games, it's at Goldeyes games, and it's been a lot of fun.
And your mascot, you said earlier in the show, you're coming with a mascot for Grey Cup. Is that what it is?
Yeah. So with turkey producers, we have a Thomas the Turkey turkey mascot, and he's being updated, and we are unveiling him at the Grey Cup this year. So he'll be part of the Grey Cup Festival events that are around town, and we've been sponsoring the Bombers now for a couple of years, and we're a training camp sponsor or supplier, and it's been a good partnership with them, and we're going to be a Manitoba partner at the Grey Cup this year. So we're looking forward to, again, having a bit of a party with the Grey Cup with Thomas the Turkey.
And it's coming up soon.
It's coming up soon. I think it's only 62 days, I think, is what's left.
It's coming fast.
Coming fast.
So what do you see for your industry, or the food industry in general even? What do you see the trends in the coming 5 years? What do you see?
Yeah, that's a really good question, Larry. I think there's a couple of big ones. I think people are certainly much more interested in how their food's produced, where their food comes from, those types of things. And that's where being a cooperative, we see that as a real benefit, because people put a lot of faith and trust in farmers, and being owned by farmers, and being a cooperative. People trust us, and they trust that we're in this not just for the profit. We're in it to provide good, healthy, wholesome food, and I think that's important.
And not to interrupt you, but I think you're absolutely right. When they've done surveys over the years, who do you trust? Farmers are very high in that. But that's earned. That's just not because they're farmers. It's because what they believe and what they give to the land and their work ethic and all those things.
No, you're absolutely right. And when you look at our producers and the investments they've made in their facilities, the investments that they've made in animal care and animal welfare and those types of things, it's impressive. And these people, our producers, are very, very committed to the co-op and the image of the co-op and how the co-op is portrayed in the community. That's why they want to invest back in the community. That's why they want to bring people out. The Open Farm Day recently, we had one of our producers open his farm up so people can see how those chickens are raised, how they're cared for, and it's impressive, and it's something that we should be proud of as Manitoba producers.
Now, I interrupted. You were going to say a second trend, were you, or what you saw coming?
Yeah, well, I think to me that's the biggest one,
Okay.
and whether you get into some of the different things around, antibiotic free and those types of things, I think it just comes back to, people want to know. People are more interested in how their food's produced and where it's comes from, and I think it's incumbent on us to ensure that we're transparent and we're open with those things.
And from the vegetable side of the business, 100% agree. People want to know. That's why we say Peak of the Market is guaranteed is grown in Manitoba, because we don't bring it in from anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's very much a brand for the province, and has been for 73 years now. It's been around a long time. So yeah, you're right. I find that as a trend too. And the other thing I find is people want to start cooking more. I mean, we kind of lost a bit of that, where people are busy, and they're still busy, but I think people want to start cooking more and preparing more at home.
You're absolutely right, and I think that's where things like the slow cooker roast and things like that, it fits nicely. People they want to feel like they've done something. They want to move away from processed type foods and get into things that are more wholesome, home cooked type meals, family meals. And I like to think that poultry and vegetables play a big part in making that happen.
I would 100% agree with you on that one. We're speaking with Craig Evans, CEO at Granny's. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Food Friends. Please join me tomorrow for a special Thanksgiving Day show, which will start at noon. My guest will be President of Football. My guest today has been Craig Evans, Chief Executive Officer of Granny's. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you for coming on along with me.
Hey, thanks for having me, Larry. It's been a real pleasure. Nothing better than getting on the radio and celebrating Thanksgiving and talking a bit of turkey and
A little bit of chicken and a lot of vegetables.
absolutely, and but just wishing everyone a happy Thanksgiving as well, and appreciating their support of Granny's and helping to make Granny's the success it is today.
Happy Thanksgiving to your family as well.
Thanks, Larry, and happy Thanksgiving to you and Shelley.
Thanks to 680 CJOB's Nicole, who produces our show, and Riley, who operates the camera, as well as the teachers of the Broadcasting and Media Arts program at Tech Falk High School. And thank you for listening. Take care. Please don't forget to eat your veggies, and please join us for our Thanksgiving show tomorrow at noon. Take care.
Hey, thanks, Larry.